Good morning and welcome to the new episode of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. India was crowing with joy and so were the Indians when the report came that India has become the fifth largest economy with the fifth highest GDP in the world, and it had superseded UK's former rulers. The colonial heritage was practically over as far as the economy was concerned. And then comes an anticlimax. The reports come that India in the hunger level index has come down. It's behind Pakistan, behind Nepal. And then comes the news that India has come down in the poverty level. Its poverty level has increased. These opposite, contrary indications are puzzling, but then they are a reality. No amount of whitewashing can deny the fact that despite the highest GDP, despite a large number of the billionaires, and also the second richest man in the world, Adani, Indian population is at the marginal level, at the lowest level, suffering from pangs of hunger. I remember it was past time that we went to Bastar area and we came to know that in the whole family they had just one lungi. The husband would wear it when he would go out, and the wife would be naked at home, and when the husband came and the wife had to go, she would wear it. And that's not a joke, that's a fact. The curse of poverty has always afflicted India during slavery and after slavery. Ended. And all the politicians have been indulging in the sloganeering, Greeby Hata, remove poverty. Of course, some excellent work has been done under some schemes, but much remains to be done, especially where your population is that high. So what to do it? Well, there is no harm in looking at our neighbors and even our enemies. The World Bank latest report on the global poverty has shown that the COVID pandemic, the rise in the oil prices, the war in Ukraine has caused an outright reversal of the poverty reduction. And anybody, according to the World Bank, living less than 2.15 US dollars a day is poor. Now, that is considered extreme poverty. And if I look at the globe, 648 million people were in this situation in 2019. The first international poverty line was $1 a day. Now it's 2.15 cents a day. And that $1 a day was used in 1990 using the 1985 prices. But then the prices went up. And that $1 was increased to 1.08 a day in 1993, 1.25 a day in 2005, 1.90 in 2011, and based on 2017 prices, now it's 2.15. Now imagine, after 2017, this year, the prices have increased appreciably. For example, in Canada, the price of the groceries have increased by 26%, but the overall increase is about 9%. So, the poverty level might be 2.50 today. Now, what does the World Bank say about the Indian poverty? According to the Indian World Bank, again based on 2017 figures, India is a country with the highest number of poor people. In 2020, according to the World Bank, there were 5 crore people who were below the poverty line. And then, look at what has happened in China. Between 1978 to 2019, China lifted 765 million, that is 76.5 crore people from extreme poverty to acceptable above poverty level. That's almost 800 million people. And that's a miracle, let me tell you. Whatever you might say about China, that's a dictatorship. That it is aggressive country, that it is hegemonic, that it is interfering in the lives of others, that is a new colonial power, whatever. But the fact remains that it performed a miracle of lifting 800 million people from below the poverty line to above the poverty line. And 2021, China declared that it had removed extreme poverty altogether. There is zero poverty. At the same time, life expectancy. In 1978, it was 66 years. 2019, it was 77 years, 11 years difference. Then the biggest problem comes with the infant mortality. The children die. That dropped from 52 per thousand in 1978 to just 6.8 in 2019. From 52 to 6.8. Is that a miracle? I don't know. But that's a fact. And that is because of the effective governance. That is because of the broad-based economic transformation. That is because of the growing agricultural productivity. That is because of the incremental industrialization. And that is the urbanization of the rural-urban migration. Now, if we look at China's total approach, which I have said, what can India learn from China to eradicate poverty? The first, of course, is effective governance. Things have improved, I don't deny it. In Rajiv Gandhi's time, if 1 rupee was spent for the poor, only 17% reached the ultimate user. 83% was middleman's benefit. So you need effective governance, and that involves a change of the mindset. The leadership might want it, but the bureaucracy is that attuned to that? Because it involves implementation arrangements, and that calls for significant innovation, because you have got to experiment locally. What is applicable in Tamil Nadu may not be applicable in Uttarakhand. What is applicable in Mizoram may not be applicable in Odisha. So that's important. The people who are implementing the policies, who are the real people who ensure that the people at the grassroots are effectively governed, have to have the capability, initiative, and innovative mind for local experimentation. Second, you have to promote a high degree of competition between the local governments to achieve coherence. Now look at it. Surat had a plague, and today is the second cleanest city in the country. And for the last 6 years, Indore is the cleanest city, and not only Indore is the cleanest city, it is earning about 2,000 crores a year from the West. Now this sort of a thing is not publicized. Why can't the government arrange a competition every year that any city which beats Indore shall be awarded? You need not give a monetary award, you can give some benefits. But inculcate the degree, high degree of competition in them. Then we have to invest in education and healthcare, and in that respect I must say the new education policy and the insurance of the healthcare started by the new government, they are welcome signs, but then they need to be expanded. If you have 1.2 1.35 billion population. So, what was done for 1.2 billion is not valid for 1.35 billion. Then, that's not enough. You need social protection policies for the poor households, including specific programs for the social assistance, social insurance, social welfare, and other targeted social policies. Now, India has done the insurance for the health, but that's not enough. What about the education? Are you making it compulsory? Are you making the visit by the para health staff compulsory? China came up with a very good idea of the barefoot doctors, and that helped increase the life expectancy and reduce infant mortality. Then you need area-based approach, which China adopted successfully. They targeted poor regions and villages as a whole, and they were targeted to a set of interventions targeted at the poorest level, not at the middle class, not at the lower middle class, but at the poorest class. And that enabled people to rise up. The marginal classes became the upper classes. And then create economic opportunities. Don't give them freebies. That's detesting. That destroys the human dignity. No. The politicians are why nowadays free electricity, free water. Why should anything be free? Nothing should be free. But the people should have money to pay for that. So create opportunities for them. Now, China's story since 1978 is unique. As I said, in the world, it has achieved the fastest decline in poverty. Its experience holds quite a lesson for India. It was 1978 that China started on economic reforms. At that time, the per capita income of China was $156.4. India's per capita income at that time was almost 1.5 times more. It was 2.5.7. So 150 and $200. Today, China has more than 6 times per capita income of India. The China's per capita income in 2021, last year, was $12,556. So from 156 to 12,556. Compared to India. It was 205 and now it's 1,933. Is there any comparison? It's shameful. And then China started economic reform, and the primary focus was on agriculture. The way India's primary focus was on agriculture in the first 5-year plan. But then, the plan started being consigned to the waste bins. Then what China did? It increased agriculture GDP. As a result, during 1978 to 84, these 6 years, the Chinese agriculture GDP grew by 7.1%. In India, it was 2.3%. And the real income of the farmers, not the landlord, not people like the big kulaks, but landlord having, say, about 20 acres, 30 acres of land, their income grew by 14% per annum. Then China did another thing. They created demand, enhanced income for the rural people, created a huge demand for industrial products. So it is a cyclical effect. You enrich the poor people, they start purchasing more things. They start purchasing more things, more industry would be set up. So China started a town and village enterprise, TVEs. They were basically to meet the surging demand from the hinterland. Then we criticized China's one-child policy. It was bad. It started in 1980, continued till 2016, but it controls the population. India has not been able to control the population till date, and today it's going to be the most populous country in the world. Imagine, one third the size of China, and more population than China, one seventh the size of Canada, and 10 times the population of Canada, or even more. Now, Chinese population today is just 0.1% growth, and India is 1.1%. So India's growth is 1% more than that of China. Then growth story of Indian agriculture, look at it. China's agriculture GDP grew at 4.5%. And India's GDP growth has not been there since 1991. It has stayed steady at 3%. They are growing 4% every year. So it was 4% in 91. Imagine today where it would be. Then market and price deliberation still continues a major issue. So the government clamps down on exports, imposes stock limits on trades, suspends future markets, and pushes other measures. That's what's happening in India. Then there's in India, though the incomes are tax-free, and which are largely misused, let me tell you, I discussed about it. This implicit taxation of the farmers. The net result is that the farmers have to have the vocal lobby of consumers. So what should be done? What's the way forward? First is the population control. And not the way it was done in emergency, no. It's by effective education, and especially that of the girl child, open discussion, and open talk about the family planning methods. Get over the Puritan that you can't talk of the IUCDs and condoms. Then effective education. As per the National Family Health Survey, of all girls and women above the age of 6, only 16.6% were educated for 12 years. Imagine in a population of 1.35 billion, only 66% population, or 50%, is educated. So based on the unit level of National Family Health Survey, women's education should be must. At the same time, malnutrition of the women, children, girls, we are not paying much attention to them. Then a focused and aggressive campaign has to be launched that the girls must have minimum 12 years of good quality education. And if the government takes up this cause in sync with the local bodies, even at the city level, it has to be combined effort of the central, provincial, and the local bodies. And it should boost the labor participation rate of women, which is country only 25%. Why should it not be 50%? Then 35% of our children below the age of 5 are stunted. Their earning capacity would remain hampered throughout life. So you have got to give them nutrition. I may conclude from a policy perspective that if there is a study that gives deserve priority, it should be for the education and nutrition of the children, especially of the girl children. The policy focus can surely bring a rich harvest, politically, economically, and that empty slogan of Gribi Hatao can be implemented profitably, beneficially for the country. And that's what we need, and need it today without any further delay. Thank you.